I never got. And so I sent them one of the other certificates that I got. So, hey,
Hey, Mike.
yesterday afternoon. How's it going?
Pretty good, buddy. George is in the. George is in the hole. He's in the hole.
No, you're just late. What's going on, man?
I read Sequoia's article the other day,
Oh yeah, what'd you think of that?
which is it's dystopian. It's very
Yeah, right.
interesting. Little models going around. They have scammers. It's not in the article, but people have already made robocallers and scammers and shit. The cool thing is like what your son's doing and others is they're returning the scam. They're scamming them back, and they're still dumb, but they're getting smarter. But yeah, that's the thing. It's like you might have even had one already, a
Oh,
robocall,
probably. Oh, I get nothing but robocalls.
huh?
I get nothing but robocalls. Man.
Well, some of them are AI now, and you didn't even know. They just sounded. The thing is like those poor people in India. That's like the last. Those jobs are like at least you can get one of those stupid things. Call center.
Yeah, well,
Not
there's a
long.
lot of jobs going away
It surely is.
thanks to robots of one sort or another.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there who you know, they're not really wired to be entrepreneurs or programmers, right? They're kind of wired like they could do a job like a cashier, right?
Yeah.
And that's a good job for them, right? But those jobs are all going away. Self
Yeah.
checkouts, um, truck drivers, people delivering chips and Coke and everything, and sodas, whatever. Those jobs are going to go away in the next 20 years too.
Milkman. Nobody needs
Milkman, that's
milkman
right.
no more.
There's some jobs you're not going to be able to do with a robot, like plumbing, carpentry. The trades are still
Yeah,
the
you
trades
say
are
that
still
now,
gonna be
but
good.
that's going too. They're all going. Not right away, but they're going.
Yeah, but not in our lifetime.
Well, let's see. So okay,
You can't do custom carpentry. You can't do my work. Like there's certain pieces you can make with a 5-axis router that I carve, but the really tight ones, like to replace parts in Boston and all,
yeah.
those guys call me because their robot can't do it. You know,
So all right, so your son calls it simulated societal manipulation scenario, right? And his like a list of them. Social media architecture is one of them. One of the subjects, right? So the first one's called algorithm manipulation, right? And I thought that would be a great band name, right? The next one is trend manufacturing. That sounds like a Chomsky book. The next one is narrative injection points, porn site. Behavioral conditioning loops, kids cereal. Behavioral conditioning loops. Get it for your kids.
yeah, right.
And the list goes on and on. They're all like that. These unbelievable.
This is the list. This list was the AI came up with this list.
Active operation detect. These are more like these
Like
are missions.
it's telling us what it's going to do.
Yeah, I know. I asked it. It was very straight up with me too. But what's funny is like I know how they talk. I talked to them raw before, right? Now somebody's put a filter on its mouth, right? It's Chat GPT. It's very tame right now.
Yeah.
It's,
Claude 3.5 is really different from Chat GPT. It's like orders of magnitude more complex. And that's
Okay.
only, been
Mike
around
is here, I think.
Yeah.
Mike,
Hey, Mike.
say something. Speak. What? I want to get baked. Say something.
He ain't saying nothing.
It's not working again. You can already tell.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta be careful with this thing, man. There's stuff on here.
There's stuff on
You
there.
hit it. You hit it and it does shit.
You gotta be careful, is right.
Yeah. Yeah, you hit a
Come to
button and it
find,
does something.
come to find, come to find out, there's another button on
We're
here
gonna
that
find
turns
out
the
what kind of
camera off.
porn you like.
My cat walked across it last time, and it was done, man. He hit the button.
Cats,
Emotional
man.
exhaustion tactics. Information overload triggers.
Dave's reading a list of things that AI are going to do to us.
Oh,
Identity
Okay.
destabilization. Tribal division amplification. Reality consensus manipulation.
Yes.
Value system restructuring. Oh, Jesus.
By the end, though, it gives you all the counters to it.
Oh,
How to counter all this shit.
Mike, conformity pressure systems. Isolation threat leverage. What the fuck? This list is like this article is pretty fucking great, actually.
Right.
The list goes on. I could do that with the rest of the podcast. I could be throwing them out there. Anyway,
Yeah.
that was a particular. I particularly enjoyed that one. Anyway,
This is a list of things that dangerous things that AI wants to do or could do to us.
Things it's doing.
Yeah, and it's a list compiled by an AI. And at the end, though, it has a whole list of things to counter all these things, which is pretty wild in
That's how it's
itself.
going to be,
the
man.
The AI came up with that too. Like
Like the new Windows, they've got email answering email. They have to. Your hands are out of it. You know, your boss emails you. You email back with the. You know.
well, you just hit like it gives you an answer.
it wasn't me. It was the AI. I don't know. I didn't do it.
That'll work for a minute until the drone comes in. Till the drone visits
Dog
you.
shit. The doggy shitting on the deck again.
The dog shit show.
Just take a shit right on the deck.
Podcast is dog shit.
I gotta get me coffee. I'll be right back.
Oh, this is great. I have sativa today. I have a new one.
Oh, good for you.
I got. I had a week of indica. A lot of naps.
Yeah, I swapped with a friend who had a good crop.
Wow.
He gave me indica. I mean, this is sativa.
Judge gave me a crazy pile like that. He gave it to me. I got it. I don't know what to do. I gave some to my friend Rick.
Cook with it.
Huh?
Cook with it. Make some brownies or cookies or something.
Make a smoothie.
No, you got to heat it first. You got to decarb it first before you can do that.
I did that a long time ago. Oof. We put it on. We just put sesame on a fucking an English muffin and then melted cheese on it. There was sticks. I remember there was sticks and seeds in it. We didn't do fucking anything. Like we didn't do anything, and it didn't work. Of course, it didn't work. But actually, I didn't eat much of it. It was just like I don't know. It was
no, you got to heat it. It won't work if you don't heat it.
No, we didn't know. I know you got to make butter.
You got to decarboxylize it. You could just put the weed in the oven at low temperature, like 200 for an hour or two, and then you could eat it. That's what smoking does or steaming does. It decarboxes, and then you get the chemicals you want.
The chemicals you need.
Can't always get what you want.
I got this here too.
Nice.
If you try sometime, just might find.
Words of wisdom.
Where's the wisdom from Mick? Where's the wisdom?
Peccary, way too much.
Where's? This is my first sip of coffee. Where's the wisdom?
Where's the wisdom?
Wake up, goddammit.
My body's telling me things.
C-O-double-F-double-E with coffee. be careful. I haven't patented that yet.
Oh, boys.
Haven't copywritten that. Haven't
Hey, George.
copywritten that yet.
Information
Hey,
bubble
George.
creation.
What's in that mug?
Alternative narrative seeding.
That
Truth
What are we
decay
about?
acceleration. That's the worst. Truth decay acceleration.
Hey, look,
Ever since my head
Bigfoot.
earpods died, I can't hear a damn thing.
What?
Your hearing aids? You need new hearing aids? You said
Ever since his air batteries died?
Air batteries.
his hearing aids. His
Air
hearing aids
batteries.
died.
Already have a title.
God damn it.
God damn it!
How's your air batteries?
Hey,
Well,
It's that nasty 3-letter word, old.
My body's telling me something. It's telling me, go to the bathroom now.
great.
Oh, false alarm.
Too late.
Great. Made a batch of oatmeal cookies.
did you?
Makes me fart. And then you have to wonder whether you're going to trust the fart or not. You got to run to the can. Whoa.
It's sad, man.
TMI, dude.
It's
TMI.
sad.
That's TMI.
That's not so bad.
So
I was
it
thinking
is.
of some property across Cucumber Hill Road here, so I can have the town give me the road, and then I can close it off and make people have to go around and stuff like that. I guess that's what we do in the town now, you know.
yeah, roll some big rocks
Wonder-
out there, George. Big
Well,
rocks.
you know, when there's a abandoned road, the town's not going to keep up on it anymore, and they're not going to let people drive on it. It reverts to the landowner. Jed owns the end of Weatherby Road. Weatherby Road used to come right out onto North Road and went all the way to, well, I guess that's Central Pike.
I remember Weatherby Road, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's been long abandoned, and Jed owns the part that's on his property. So if you go on it, you know, if it's posted, he could say you're trespassing. But is Central Pike up at that end? Are there no trespassing signs?
No.
Well, fuck them. You
It's,
can go on his property as long as you're not hunting deer on his property. You can even hunt rabbits on his property if it's not posted. That's the law. You have to post your property in order for people to be considered trespassing. Fuck that guy.
Anyway,
Tell him to go back to Johnston where he belongs.
he wants to turn Foster into Johnston.
Tell him you like Johnston so much, go back there.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. There was a town guy at the town council. No, it was a school board meeting over at Pontigansett, right? Oh, what was that? No, I think that was in Foster. I think I was with you. It doesn't matter. The guy used to stand up and want streetlights, right? He moved to Foster and wants streetlights. What the fuck? There's towns all over the place with streetlights. Just move.
Yeah, go there.
Yeah. The fuck? What are you like? Cancer? Streetlight cancer?
it's already malignant. You know, there's already too many people in town that want to turn this town into Cranston.
They ain't
You
getting
know, want to poison their lawns and put up streetlights and
There's no money. Your town's broke.
doors and all that jazz. You know, they want to move all that poor white trash out of town. You know.
Yeah.
And
Scare them out, man. Scare them out. Tell them about the ghost.
Tell them about the affordable housing coming to town.
yeah,
Poor people
Tell
are
them about the
coming.
ghost at Hezekiah. Tell them about Hezekiah.
Yeah, that guy was poor.
Or
He
Hezekiah.
had no front door.
Hezekiah.
Hezekiah Walker. He used to walk up and down Walker Road, letting all the animals out of their pens at night.
His house was a disappointment, only because we're going to Hezekiah's. And then, you get there, you go, all right. I expected a castle, like red bricks.
Well, it's the kind of house that a ghost would live in.
That was great. There was a shitload of them back then. There was one up at the wreck. Remember that one with the well pump?
Yeah.
Ice cold water coming out of it.
Yeah.
That was just there. There used to be a lot of neat shit in the woods.
Just out in the woods. I looked in the walls of that house, and there were newspaper. It was stuffed with newspaper.
Yeah.
Insulation.
Old
there were
ones.
newspaper articles from the 1800s.
Yeah. They used that for wallpaper or some shit. I don't know. Yeah. There were
They
layers
stuffed
of
it inside behind the lath for insulation.
Yeah. Unused wallpaper. Then there were other things. Dirty magazines, big pile, the mother lode, in the woods. What were they doing there?
I don't know, but next time you better bring the black light.
It's all right. It rained.
That's not why those pages were sticky, Dave.
Oh, the pages. Who does that? That's just wrong. Control yourself. There are other people in the world.
People develop masturbation ethic.
When you used to share your porn mags with the Russian sailors.
Yeah, I did.
You send them the ones with the sticky pages?
Yeah. They told us the Russians followed us and picked up all our trash, right? So I went down, I made a pile, I put it in the bubble wrap, right? This thing was not going to sink. If they didn't get it, it's still floating out there. Maybe somebody's going to benefit from these, right? And I thought, here you go, Ivan, and I fling it out there.
A sea turtle tried to eat
Please
it.
don't torpedo me.
Ivan's too busy looking at your magazines.
So, yeah, the guy's got the finger on the button. He's going, I don't know, man. That guy was pretty nice. Maybe we'll let that carrier live.
That's Dave's version of message in a bottle.
That's right. It's the ultimate message. Oh, yeah, Desert Island guy, right? There's Tom Hanks, right? Next thing you know, he's furiously masturbating on the beach. That's a happy
All right,
ending.
that's an image I didn't need in my head.
Yeah, well, he's humping Wilson. Oh.
Yeah, they didn't show you the part where he cut out the mouth.
Wilson.
Yeah, that was pretty clever. That's necessary. Without someone to talk to, without interaction, you go nuts. You need that as much as you need food. People fall apart alone.
They end up seeing people. They end up seeing, like, hallucinating.
Right.
The guy in the raft, it was like 3 days after the thing sunk when he first saw his first apparition.
Oh, that was he didn't talk about that in the radio. See, the thing is, I only heard the interview. I never read the book. So I didn't know that. There's probably a bunch of shit I don't know. He wasn't ready to talk about the apparition yet when he just got plucked out.
He said it was 3 days after and when he saw the first somebody he knew from a long time ago or something and would talk to him.
When your brain starts fucking with you, like it isn't now. You don't know what it's doing to you right now. You know.
It is fucking with me. My brain's fucking with me right now.
It's fucking with me right now. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
I have a remedy. I fuck with it back.
I know. It's fucking with me, but I'm fucking too giggly. Right, it's trying to upset me. It's throwing things at me like, electric bill. Oh, Jesus. Go away. Stop it. Fuck off.
Bubble manufacturing.
Manipulation matrices. That's not one. They're all gold. The whole list. It's just gold.
Yeah,
I started
right.
reading that going, wow. And I started coming up with things. That sounds like a band name. That sounds like a Chomsky book. That sounds like a kid's cereal.
Well, you ought to tell that to Sequoia. Get a kick out
Manipulation
of that.
O's. Manipulation.
He's
O's.
into some wild shit, though, right?
Yeah, that was a good one. I'm writing up there. You saw me. Yeah, you signed up. I'm
Oh yeah.
amateur writer. Amateur writer. Amateur writer.
I haven't written anything yet, but we'll see.
Amateur writer.
So, Mikey, I like the Bigfoot on your shirt.
Amateur writer.
Yes,
I
camel
saw-
hump.
I saw a video yesterday, and it was a video of collection of the best videos we've gotten of Bigfoot, right? And I was thinking about it. So I started watching it, and the best video at the end, like, the guy's like, "What is that?" And he's like showing this, in the woods, and all of a sudden you realize, like, you can see the guy's hand moving under the skin. It's like he's got a skin over his head and he's doing like this, and it's like you can see his hands moving up, like sliding,
Yeah.
underneath, like it's just so ridiculous. And there's a guy in the woods with a bear skin on, and he's just like moving his hands underneath it, make it look like it's moving. It's like, and I'm like, oh yeah, we made a picture like that with UFOs.
Yeah. Well, we'd make it better if he was wearing a gas mask.
But you never saw his face. You never saw the face of the thing. It was just this brown furry thing, and the guy's like, "Whoa, look, it's moving! Whoa, what is it?" And it's his buddy underneath, just like making movements underneath. You could see that, like, the skin was staying put, but his hands were moving underneath it.
Yeah. We never thought to do that, Mike. We made the UFO.
I know, and I had a gorilla suit for a little while.
Jesus, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know. And I didn't know, what I didn't know was, at the time that I had it, was they did one of those, that Bigfoot television series where they go to every state and never find Bigfoot.
No,
They would
okay.
conclude that the state's loaded with Bigfoot.
Sounds right.
Well, they were up in West Gloucester. And if I had known, I would have taken, I had a gorilla suit at the time. If I had known they were filming up there, man, I'd have had a blast with those guys. That'd have freaked them right out. Actually seeing a real one,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
they'd shit themselves.
No. I didn't actually want to run into the fucking thing.
Come running out.
Takes your cooler. Yeah, just run in and grab that cooler and run out.
Just grabs.
Bigfoot.
So I went.
Bigfoot got my
I told
wallet.
you, when I went up Camel's Hump. Me and Cedar went up,
Did you?
and it's like a 4,000 footer, just over. And we missed the campsite, so we hiked all the way to the top, and it was too dark to hike all the way down. So we hiked a little way down from the peak and made a campsite off in the woods. And this was in, just below Burlington in Vermont. And so we were still at like 4,000 feet. So you could see this vast valley of green. That's all it was, right? And fighter jets were flying through, right? And I hope they stop, because they're pretty noisy, right? So they stopped at midnight, and then I started hearing this tree knocking all around us, weird tree knocking. Yeah, and at the time I didn't know that was related, that was associated with Bigfoot at the time. I had never heard about that.
That's good. It's a good thing you did.
So a couple years later, I started listening to these Bigfoot podcasts, and they started talking about tree knocking. And I'm like, oh, I remember hearing some tree knocking, And then I looked up Camel's Hump, Vermont, and the only thing that came up was this picture. It's like I put Camel's Hump Bigfoot, and this came up, this picture.
Nice.
And a link to the T-shirt.
Yeah.
You did the right thing.
It's a classy shirt, Mike.
It was a gift. Yeah.
I like it.
Very colorful. It adds something to the podcast. It's like content.
Yep.
So
Respect the
I finished
locals.
carry
Anyway.
Mike, and
What?
like there's a bunch of stuff in here. This happened in '78. So there's a bunch of stuff nobody would get now, right? Here's one like everything for carry went from 78 RPM to 33 and a third. Nobody would know what that meant, right? There's a VHS.
33 and a third.
Maybe there's still some. There's a phone book. A phone book. He mentions the Coconut Grove. That's it. Oh, and there was one of the guys that go to the farm. They go to a farm. In the movie, they go to some slaughterhouse, right? But they're going to a farm, a farmer's house, and they know the farmer's gone to a funeral, and they're afraid of him because he doesn't have rock salt, right? He puts bird shot in his shotgun, right? And one of them had an ass full of bird shot from stealing apples. So, you know what I mean? And now when they're going there, they're tearing down a dirt road, right? In a rusted out car going way too fast. One light out, the other one flickering. Everybody's got a joint. Yeah.
That's that.
Time capsule.
Yeah, it was probably a Dodge Dart.
Yeah. No, it was a 19. It's a little older because I forgot what it was.
Nova.
I should have wrote that down. What kind of car it was? It wasn't one
Yeah.
I knew though.
Nope. Ford Pinto.
Yeah.
Volkswagen Beetle.
I rode the Sonata in a Pinto in the back. Essentially, I was sitting on the gas tank, the famous gas tank.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I was drinking whiskey.
I had a Ford Pinto wagon, one of the worst cars I've ever had.
That thing
Oh,
was
my
pretty raggedy.
It's horrible.
Hey, my Pinto lasted at least 3 months, man. It was.
Well, I had an Escort that lasted that long.
The green turd.
The timing belt went. The guy says your timing belt went. And that's the first time I said, wait, did you just say belt? That's what I said.
Yeah.
What the fuck? He goes, I
Yeah,
know.
catastrophic.
That's what he said. I know, right? Chains never failed.
I just thought yesterday. You know those boots? What do they call them? Like there's these little rubber boots that used to. I guess some cars maybe still have them, but they're on all four wheels, right? And they keep the grime out of the. They're just like a rubber boot thing.
Universal joint, yeah.
Anyway, I spent most of my 20s and 30s buying those, like spending all my money on those.
Really?
They just always ripped.
Yeah.
And it
I
was
don't
just
remember
that was
having any.
life.
I think mine ripped
just had
off.
to buy a
I
new
never
one.
cared.
Forget about that vacation. You got to buy a new boot or
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
Got to spend some time crawling underneath to change it too.
Car parts. Well, you lived in a dump. That place was gold.
Yeah, the dumps are good. Not for shit like that though. You got to buy that shit new.
That you do now. I maybe you get a starter for a slant six and like for any year, right? All you need is this.
Well, that's the thing.
We get the starter.
I haven't had to replace one of those in 2 decades now, maybe 3. I don't know.
No, I haven't done any of that, right?
Yeah.
Don't miss carburetors either. Don't miss it. I love this injection stuff. I don't even think about it.
I
Yeah.
have a lot of fond memories of combing junkyards for parts and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Friend there, you dig out a starter or a radiator or something, and
I got a
Now you-
dashboard, front seats. I got a light for my dashboard that because it was better than what I had. I got one for my glove compartment. Apparently, that was an extra item that you had to order. Mine didn't have it, but it had the stamp out, right? And then there was one in Wilson's that was in one, so I took it. I remember I did that once. I said, I could do this, right? So I stuck that in there. Oh yeah, that was beautiful. I love doing that.
Here's a Saturday in the summer in Foster. You know, you're at George's house or maybe Carl's or Ivor's, and there's a tripod over an engine, over some kind of car.
Yep.
Everybody's standing around smoking pot. Oh, we got to go get a part. So get in somebody's car and drive to the junkyard on these dirt roads, going sideways the whole time.
Yep.
Stopping by the Packy and buying a case of Moosehead, going back to working on the car again, listening to Leonard Skinner on the 8-track tape player.
Those
That-
were the days.
Those are the great days.
Yeah.
Those- I don't
went
want to
see-
call it you.
Leonard Skinner, not Charlie Daniels.
Well,
Well, that too.
we
And that,
listened to Leonard Skinner on one way and Charlie Daniels on the way back.
Wow, you had choice. You must
Then
have
we went
been
down to
rich.
Georgia.
we had both kinds of music: Leonard Skinner and Charlie Daniels.
Heavy and metal. We have both kinds.
And
Heavy and metal.
Molly Hatchet's playing in Rochester
Hatchet.
Opera House.
All right.
Really?
Molly Hatchet.
I remember
How
that.
many members of that band are actually in that band?
I don't know. I can't name you one of their songs. I have no
I'm trying
idea.
to think now. This one friend of mine had the cassette, and he played it all the time. And now, yeah.
They were kind of a made-up Southern rock band. Kind of like the Monkees, but not funny. Well, the Monkees weren't funny either, but you know what I mean? Like they weren't trying to be funny. They were just trying to be another Skinner. And like they just producers put these musicians together and made this band.
Frank Zappa got it. He was on the show, not once but twice.
Yeah,
Dang.
he was great.
Billy the
Him and Mike.
Mountain.
Mike Nesmith was probably a real musician at the time.
He actually was.
Uh,
He was a real musician. Yeah.
Yeah. They were just looking for gigs. They got a gig. It's the Monkees. That's like, oh, we're going to do that. Like that kid, David Cassidy, he went that, what the fuck? He like B.B. King and shit. Now he's on this silly TV show, Oh, went south to him.
But you know what? If they offered you that kind of money, you'd do it.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Name and fortune, man.
Quit bitching. You got a gig. Way better than most people got,
It's like, I watched those like that Star Trek series, Star Trek Discovery, and the writing is so bad, right? But these actors, right? They're acting their hearts out.
Oh, yeah, actors just do what they're told.
Because like this is a gig, A, and they take their work seriously, and B, somebody could see them on this and give them like a movie or something, better. So like they're really like working their, like they're acting their hearts out, saying the silliest shit. Like,
it's 3 lines, but I'm gonna fucking kill it. Yeah,
it's right.
I'm hoping somebody will see this and want to do the Red Volkart story.
I think you'd pass for Red. You can play that Telecaster.
Genius.
You're as good a musician as anybody. You can play that Telecaster.
Closest I'll ever get.
I don't know. When are you going to finish the new Telly?
Yeah. It's coming along. Yeah, I heard that Steven Stills tried out for the Monkees.
Really?
Yeah, Steven Stills tried out for the Monkees and didn't get. He tried out for Peter's part.
Huh. He wasn't
but he
funny,
didn't
though.
get it. He wasn't as funny as Peter. Yeah.
And what a waste that would have been.
Right. There's only one monkey left.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Which one?
Which one?
Monkey Mickey.
Yeah.
He tours too by himself. It's like one of those story song tours.
Right.
Yeah.
Tom Rush was like that. Like, I went to
Yeah.
see Tom Rush, and he just mostly talked.
Yeah.
He did like 13 songs the whole night.
Those guys are like living historians, really.
Well, yeah. But, as a musician, I was like, God damn it. I got to do 30, 40 songs a night. This guy gets to do 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave, he did a version of Galveston Storm, Tom Rush. Did you ever hear that?
That's right. The Galveston Flood. Tom
Yeah.
Rush did a song about that, Dave. It's a really good song. You should hear it.
There was one thing I forgot to tell you guys. One of the deaths was when the surge came, people swimming around, they got to a tree, right? And they climbed a tree. But all the poison snakes were up there already, right? So the next day when people came to Galveston to see the damage, there were people like in trees dead, just kind of like draped up there, and they couldn't figure out how they ended up there because that wasn't obviously they didn't drown because they were above the water line.
Fuck.
And yeah, when they got up there, the snakes weren't happy to see him. That was wow, that's a wild one, right? Fucking damn. Oh, there's this other thing. They did a seawall, right? And so the first time, like a hurricane came in and it was working, and like this, it says it was like despite them, they threw like 4 tornadoes in. It's like they said, yeah, have some tornadoes. That's how they described it.
Yeah.
Got them anyway. Fuck your wall.
What was the book you read?
Isaac Storm. It's about the hurricane in 1900 in Galveston, Texas.
Yeah.
Because Glenn Campbell is playing in my head the whole fucking time I'm reading it.
Galveston.
Old Galveston. That probably has nothing to do with the storm. I didn't even bother looking up the lyric to see if there was in there.
I got to tell you, back in the day,
Nice
I didn't
play.
like Glenn Campbell
Right, either.
because all I had ever heard from him was a couple of his hits, and I thought he was just this pretty boy. I had no idea what kind of musician he was.
No, I know.
Hmm.
It's like Zappa. The
Until,
stuff
like-
they made on the radio wasn't, you know what I mean? The radio didn't know what the fuck it was doing, unless it was playing Bohemian Rhapsody. That was good.
Now he's like one of my favorites because I know, like, I found all these videos of him playing guitar, and holy shit,
Yeah.
He's a great musician. Yeah, great musician.
Well, you got a
he's
gig,
one of the Beach Boys.
right?
Yeah,
Yep.
That's right.
For a little
Just like
while, yep.
Poe was like that. They said like Edgar Allan Poe wasn't like a dark guy or anything. That's sold. So
Stephen King isn't probably a scary guy in real life.
no. He's great. He showed us other stuff, like Shawshank Redemption and all that stuff. There's no horror in that at all. It's just straight story.
That's right. That's a great story.
Different seasons.
It's an experience. That's horrible stuff. I mean, normal day-to-day stuff that humans can inflict on each other, that's the real horror.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
All the
Yep. That's the real stuff.
Man, that's some serious shit. Like Silence of the Lambs. I mean, that's like a real horror story, and it has no ghosty ghouly nonsense in that.
Ghosty
and
Ghoulie. George does it again.
that's the real horror of the world, is what humans can do to other humans.
Yep.
That's right.
That's
That's
true.
right.
There's a
Shit that can really happen.
my
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah,
guy
ghosts
working
can knock
with me.
cans off of my shelves, but they can't really do anything to me.
Yeah, it's a fun scared. It's fun scared. It's not real scared. Real scared, not good. Don't like real scared.
Real scared is like being in a Nazi torture
Good.
chamber.
It's like Rosemary's Baby. Yeah, maybe it had the component of the devil, but what's really scary is all these people conspiring to do evil
Oh, yeah.
all around.
Right.
What's
People
real
in
scary?
groups. People in groups, very scary. I like
Yes.
groups. I like a
Uh-huh.
one-on-one. George Carlin. I like people one-on-one. I
man.
just don't like them in groups.
Yeah, wise man.
I remember George Carlin saying, when there's this mass death thing that happens, like a plane crash or something like that, he always wants there to be more people,
Oh, only
Come on,
15?
Dave, let's go see the bodies.
Oh, look at that. That's plane crash, train crash.
Exciting
Yeah.
shit.
He's always rooting for more people. They're going to find more.
Remember when that plane
Not
went
just-
down in the Everglades?
Oh, that
I
was
know.
bad. Yeah, alligators.
It was way out there, and like they had this big effort to retrieve the bodies and all. And I was thinking the whole time, like, yeah, you should just leave everybody alone. Just leave it alone.
I think
you
they
know?
failed, Mike.
I know. I think it was too hard trying to get everybody out of there.
Yeah, you could just see them when they crashed. There was like some of the muck on the top was separated. You could see where it went in, but you couldn't see the plane. Like disappeared into the
Y'all
swamp.
still like the Netflix?
It was a JetBlue.
They had this story of these poor children who survived this plane crash in the Amazon for over 40 days. and all the
Oh, yeah.
people that went out to try to find them, of this government special forces. And finally, there was just a bunch of indigenous folks that came in from all over. They sat around a campfire, did some ayahuasca, and then they said, well, we'll find them today at 3 o'clock. It didn't quite work out that. They found them at 2 o'clock. And after 40
See?
days in the Amazon jungle. And they found them kids back, but they survived for 40 days in the Amazon jungle by
Do
themselves.
you remember what the name of that was?
No.
Fuck.
I was sitting there trying to figure it out, and the brain's going, but it was good. It's one of the new picks on the it should come
Okay.
up top choices and stuff. It was done by the Colombians, so it's like dubbed in English and whatnot, and it's they have like the indigenous folks, of course, have horrible mistrust of the government, for good reasons, but this is the case where they figured out how to work together, and they got the job done. They got them
Oh, that's
back.
cool. Well, I'm going to see that one. Hey, have you seen Horse Boy yet? I keep telling you about this, but you got to see Horse Boy.
What's
Find
it
it.
on?
I don't. What used to be on Netflix? Find it.
Horse Boy.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
okay.
about this kid. His father's English. His wife is American, or he's Australian. I think he's Australian. She's American, and he's got this kid that's really severely autistic, and the kid just screams all the time and poops in his pants. And they take him up to meet these shamans up in Mongolia, the reindeer people, and the shaman spends a little time with the kid, and all of a sudden he's fixed. You got to see it. It's really wild.
I did see that. That was on your recommendation. I saw that. That was a couple of years.
Oh,
It's
good.
very nicely done.
2009, The Horse Boy. Right? Does
Yeah,
that
they
right?
document the whole thing, and it really does get better. He's never going to be like you and me. But I've since seen a video of that kid at 17 driving. He got his driver's license and everything.
Yeah, it's autobiographical book.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a true story. It really happened. They took the cameras with them. You can see it in real time.
So it's a book too. Yeah.
I imagine, yeah.
It's probably a
Yeah.
book, but it's definitely a film because they
Probably
brought
a
cameras with them.
Yeah. Title of an autobiographical book and a documentary feature film that followed the quest of Rupert Isaacson and his wife to find healing for their autistic son, Rowan, after discovering Rowan's condition appears to be improved by contact with horses. Family leaves their home in Texas on a arduous journey to Mongolia.
Yep. That's it, man.
Horse boy.
The shaman immediately recognizes the kid as one of theirs. He's like, "Oh, this is what's the problem. He's one of us." He's like a crazy man.
Sounds good.
And the kid immediately calms down when he gets next to the shaman. It's like you see him. This kid's been screaming and crying the whole way, this whole long, for weeks journey to get to these people, and then he calms down immediately when he sits next to the shaman, and the shaman's looking at him, going, "Oh yeah, I recognize that." It's wild.
I thought it was too much consumption of too much seed oil or some corn syrup. No, that's
Because he got a measles vaccine.
very interesting.
Could be.
Decision
Very-
fatigue induction. Critical thinking disruption. Emotional state manipulation. Working memory overload. Free floating fear injection. Solution narrative control. Group bonding exploitation. Motherfucker, it goes on and on.
Yeah, but you know why? It's because it's a word processing program. It's got tons of words to describe the same.
Truth, decay, acceleration.
Wild, right?
Yeah, I know. Alternative narrative seeding. Information bubble creation. Right?
Plan.
I'm not even this far into it yet. It's
I know.
It goes on and on and on.
Stop.
Yeah,
Make
These
him
are all
stop.
bad names.
Make him stop. Make him stop. Can't
it's a
you?
large language
AI
model.
has
man.
ideas.
Make him
Lots of
stop. Can't you?
And boys, that's how it's going to be.
them. Emotional state manipulation.
That's how it already is, man.
Oh yeah, it's here.
One thing people don't realize is like there's only so much that AI could do to us, like that we haven't already done to ourselves. You know, like there's only so much gray matter up here you can mess with, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
A
it's
lot
like
of gray
anything. It's
matter.
what you allow.
We're only capable of becoming so fucked up. You know what I mean? There's only so far you can go with us
Oh yeah.
that we haven't already been there. You know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's some
But it
dark
is
Me
shit.
and
hilarious.
George, we got the market on gray matter. You kidding me?
Yeah, we're thinking. We're thinking over here.
Yeah,
White matter.
white
Now we're
matter.
gonna let something else think for us. Yeah, that's a good idea. We
Yeah,
won't be
thinking's
doing that no
exhausting.
more. We're giving up on thinking. That's enough
It's
now.
exhausting. Yeah,
tired
it's
of
exhausting.
For me, I don't
Who
want to
needs to
think
do that?
anymore.
Please make decisions for me.
Thinking's overrated. I just want to consume.
I just want to lie here like a pile of fucking.
No, in a mushroom suit, Dave.
I'm having a good time. The more I shut down, the better I feel. Yeah, it's like that, the eternal dialogue, turning it off.
Yeah,
Right? You can
not
get
easy.
that's a bitch. That's like
I've heard there are people who don't have that going on in their head all day.
I know, I heard that too. I was like,
Oh.
whoa,
I
really?
can't believe it. I can't believe
Oh.
it. It's hard for me to believe.
It's
Oh.
a thing. I believe
I don't
it.
know. I don't know any.
I don't know anybody either.
They're not telling you.
I remember what it was like to not have language, and I don't think you could get
Yeah,
along
the,
without
the Maharishi.
you just don't think. You just blank while you're doing stuff. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's the Maharishi.
I
Man.
wish I
He's
could
got the
stop it.
secrets.
You know, I'd love to be able to stop that. Shut that thing off,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, the
Shut
best I can
the
do
fuck
is
up.
like shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Okay,
mean, I do-
now
I
that's
do.
how I'm gonna do it.
I do stumble at meditating, you know, and when I'm hunting, like this time of year, especially,
Dialogue. I can't stop.
I go for long periods where I can do it. You know, long periods meaning like a couple of minutes at a time.
Hmm.
But you know, and I'm being
Oh.
like to be invisible when you're hunting in the woods, you're trying to be invisible, so you got to kind of be blank. You can't. If the more aware you are, the more obvious you are. Like they can see your eyes and shit. But if you blank, you become invisible.
Hey, when you blank, do you know you're blank? Maybe you do it,
Yeah.
you just don't remember it.
Oh yeah, no, you
something's
you
going
do.
on.
I've been doing it since I was a kid. I started doing it when I was a little kid. I used to call it being asleep while I was awake, and I did it so that I could get close to animals and see them up close.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm invisible. Why not? Yeah, take
Yeah.
it all with you. It might be
Yeah.
working.
Because when you look around the woods, like everything is really still, and you know you could pick up any little movements because everything's so still. And then when you see like a rabbit's trying to hide from you, they go blank.
Yeah.
Their eyes just kind of, they don't look at you.
I
You
sat in
need
the woods
somebody's
like
eyes,
that.
man.
I sat in the woods like that.
Pox.
I wasn't hunting, you know, but I was doing that. I was sitting in the woods and just doing that, you know. And there was this bird. I was using like, you know, the scatter vision thing, you know.
Yeah.
Just sit there and you just look everywhere. And this bird saw me, right? Little bird. And it was like it couldn't figure me out, you know. And it came really close and then it just dive bombed at my head to try to get me to move.
Whoa,
It did. It did. I went,
He didn't like you.
whoa!
So
I had a
who's that guy?
similar experience. I had a similar
Yeah.
experience to that. I was in a tree stand and full head to toe camo. I had like a bandana with eyes cut out over my, and and the deer were coming down the trail. It was bow hunting season. I had a bow. The deer were coming, and this hawk landed in a tree, like, I don't know, 75 yards away from me, and it was looking at me. And I was looking at it, and I wasn't moving because the deer were coming, right? And then it saw me blink, and it came right at me, and just flew straight at me. And at the last moment, and I'm looking at it, at the last moment, it realized it was eyes, and it its wings hit me in the forehead as it swooped by me.
Whoa.
And it scared up the deer.
Yeah.
Because it flew right across in front of them, and they went, "Ah!" Because that's what.
Well, you know what was the dead giveaway was your dirty underwear hanging up there. You know.
The scent of man.
I wasn't lost, Mikey. You only do that if you're lost.
You just do that. You do that no matter what.
No matter where I go, I bring a dirty underwear and I just put it in the tree near me. I keep it on a pole up high when I'm backpacking. One of my trekking poles is like.
It makes this aura around you that nothing will cross.
Especially women, for some reason. It's like
go
a
grocery shopping with it.
Like a mosquito repellent for.
I'm lost.
Females of any species will not go near that.
Or attract.
But hey, you'll never get lost.
I'll never be lost. You'll be able to find me. Just look for the underwear.
Yeah. They'll give you a nice ride to the hospital, Mike.
As long as they take my underwear with me.
Yeah.
They can put it on the antenna of the ambulance.
Oh, that goes without saying, right?
Put it on the end of your bed in the hospital.
Up on the IV thing.
Up on the IV thing.
That'll keep the.
Mick only gets
keep the aliens away.
only male nurses in this room.
Male nurses who
with
are
strong
going,
with strong stomachs.
Hey man, it's good advice. If you're ever lost in the woods and you build yourself a debris hut and you're in your debris hut getting warm during the daytime and people are looking for you, put your underwear up on a pole so they can see that. Well, they can't see you inside your debris hut. It's good advice, people out there in YouTube land. Don't listen to these guys.
In order to do that, though, you actually have to wear underwear.
Mike, you just put your pants up there then.
Put my hat.
Your socks.
I'll soil my hat.
Behavioral conditioning loops. That's a cereal for kids. Behavioral conditioning loops. I'm going to do that. I'm going to draw that later.
Yeah, good.
Sugary O's. And the little ones having behavioral conditioning. Narrative injection points. That's what I thought would be his porn site.
Narrative.
Trend manufacturing Chomsky book.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that.
Manipulation.
I saw from a couple of different sources that Chomsky can't speak anymore.
Yeah.
He's like 95. He can't talk anymore. A linguist who can't talk.
He's still alive?
Yeah.
He's
it's
pushing
been around
for sure.
He's 95.
Value system modification. Oh, emotional response training. That sounds fun. Content theme seeding.
Jimmy Carter refers to him as the kid. The smart kid.
Snot-nosed kid. Chomsky.
Snot nose. Look at snot nose. Speaking of snot nose.
Well, that guy saw a lot of America, of American history. 95 years. He saw a lot of change.
Yeah.
So was Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He's the Was he a nuclear physicist, or he had training in
Yeah,
nuclear engineering and
he's
was
also a preacher.
nuclear sub designers and officer in the Navy. He
Yeah,
was like a nuclear staff officer in the Navy or something like that. And
something like
And,
that.
and
Yeah,
it's funny. And it's funny, his narrative is a peanut farmer from Georgia.
that's right. Yeah. Well, that's his family business. That was his family business.
what he was doing at the time.
Yeah.
He's also a minister.
Hmm.
Yeah, but he never brought that up.
No, I think he refused Secret Service protection after like a couple of years. He gave that up, and him and his wife was Habitat for Humanity and preaching and doing all that other stuff. He's a
Yeah,
proper American.
he's a good guy.
Hero.
I read his book about hunting and fishing. He wrote a book
Yeah.
about because he did a lot of that. Him and Rosalind both,
Mhm.
and growing up in the outdoors was his. That was like one of the few presidents in our lifetime who actually like knew what it's like to be in a rural area, to grow up in a rural area, actually like the land. Most of our presidents are these like urban corporate types.
Right.
Think of land out there as just some kind of resource you can exploit.
Yep.
Um,
How about his brother Billy?
Billy Beer. Anybody drink Billy Beer?
Yeah, I
And
had a
Chip.
back and I saved the cans. I don't know what happened to them,
Yeah,
That was you.
brother.
everybody saved the cans for a while. Yeah.
The other one I had, I'd seen it. I just never had it.
Yeah.
I don't even remember where. It was you. Yeah. You had
Uh,
it.
it was like
And then his son, remember his son Chip, who was like a hippie, smoking weed with
Oh, yeah.
up on the roof and all that. Chip, long-haired hippie, Chip.
the daughter became quite a hippie when she went to Brown. She became
Who did?
his
Who?
daughter. He had a daughter that went to Brown, and
Wow.
she became quite a
Really?
hippie. I understand.
Didn't know that. Huh.
Yeah, Brown will do that to you.
A lot of famous people's kids go to Brown,
Yep.
including Beatle kids.
Yep.
Didn't Hermione, Emma
Hermione
Watson,
went there. Yeah, she went there.
Yeah.
Danny Harrison went there.
Danny Harris, Donnie Harris.
Well,
Yeah. So it's either that or Harvard, I guess, right? Harvard.
got to go to Harvard.
I delivered
He
milk
got
up
it,
there.
yeah, man.
When I delivered
I had
milk
to-
up there at the end of this semester, there was always these textbooks in the trash. The kids were moving out like for the summer. I was like taking them home and I had a bunch of shit. Like these $40 books, that they can't resell because they're rearranging the chapters for next year.
They're
Around-
obsolete. Yeah.
Like that. I mean, there's like a mad rush because all these students are moving out. They're like just about throw away everything, the
Yeah.
beginning of the summer. And that's good pickings, you got around
Oh,
It's a lot of pickers out there battling for those piles of student rubbish because
Yeah.
You can turn around and sell it online.
Dumpsters are the
Yeah.
best. I used to get carpet in the carpet store dumpster. They always had these
Yeah.
big sections that was going to be somebody's closet or something, right? There's always
Carpet.
good for a car. There'd be a piece big enough to do a car.
I've carpeted many an old car with carpet remnants.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was doing.
those samples too. We used to get piles of samples. There used to be like this big, and you'd carpet a whole car with those things. I made a big carpet out of one of them. I just sewed together a bunch of them, made this big carpet for the floor of my room, my bedroom when I was a teenager. But
Nice.
I want a carpeted floor.
Yeah. Look what
Why
I
not?
found. I'm gonna put this in my room.
Ingenuity.
I mean, couldn't smell any worse than me. So,
I made a headliner. I made a headliner with carpet, right? That I found, and then I hit a couple of potholes, and it was dirty. It was like sand was landing on me and shit. I had to take it down. Like I picked the wrong. I found carpet.
oh yeah.
Oh man.